This interview was recorded on the program Sunrise on Channel 7 in Australia 2012.
We know that, for example, churches won't be compelled to marry people of the same sex, but Bishop, for example, if a child of a same-sex union wanted to enrol in a Catholic school, would that be something that you oppose?
No, we would accept that on the basis that the child would be coming to the school accepting the teaching of the Catholic Church in the school. So I think what would be important would be to say that not only would churches be free to be able to conduct and celebrate marriages according to our beliefs and our teaching, but also that the teaching in schools. So we have both churches have networks of schools.
Yes.
Obviously we need to be free, because if people say they choose to go to a Catholic school, then they need to be able to be assured that the teaching in that school would be according to Catholic belief.
Sure.
So that somebody couldn't say, oh, we're being discriminatory in a school, you know, because we're not teaching what the law now says. So I think protection of religious freedom will be a vital element to be considered.
3 years after this interview, the Australian Catholic Bishops' Conference wrote a pastoral letter to be distributed in all Catholic schools and parishes, explaining the Church's teaching on marriage. After the pastoral letter was released, Rodney Croome, the Director of Australian Marriage Equality, issued a media release urging everyone who found it offensive and inappropriate to complain to the Anti Discrimination Commission. A transgender transsexual advocate for marriage redefinition and a Greens political candidate, Martine Delaney, complained to the Tasmanian Anti Discrimination Commission. The Commission found a preliminary case to answer in relation to a claim of sexual orientation discrimination against not only Archbishop Julian Porteous, but all of the Australian bishops. Article 18 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights gives every person the right to freedom of thought, conscience and religion. It protects not only the traditional religious beliefs of the major religions, but also non-theistic and atheistic beliefs. The right recognised in Article 18 is an individual right and a collective right. It has an internal dimension, the freedom to adopt or hold a belief, and an external dimension, the freedom to manifest that belief in worship, observance, practice and teaching. Importantly, Article 18 says that the freedom of parents to ensure the religious and moral education of their children in conformity with their beliefs must be respected. Parents sending their children to a Catholic school are exercising this right, and complaints of discrimination from those with no link to the schools in question are aiming to take away this right from parents. We have seen same-sex marriage threaten freedom of religion in the countries that have redefined marriage law. Australia has been assured that this won't happen, but even now, every Catholic bishop in Australia must face an anti-discrimination claim for expressing the Catholic teaching on marriage. And the right of parents to educate their children in accordance with their beliefs is being threatened. What other rights will be threatened if same-sex marriage is legalised?